Hello, I'm Cassandra, the Digi Jane. In this video, I'm sharing how I developed the branding for a concept brand. It's for a bookstore cafe named the Enchanted Bean. Branding for bookstores and cafes tends to be very generic. Think lots of brown and green with simple typography and coffee cup logos. Looking at the competitors for the Enchanted Bean, the branding is very simple and understated. But if you know me at all, you know that I don't do generic. So for this bookstore, I wanted to come up with something different. More than just your typical bookstore cafe, the Enchanted Bean was built upon a love for the fantasy genre in particular. This venue is an escape for fantasy book lovers. It provides patrons with an immersive experience decorated like a fairy tale wonderland. Even in the cafe, the refreshments served are fantasy themed. Think about the Mad Hatter's unbirthday cake, or a Hobbit's second breakfast, or a Harry Potter's treacle tart. This is the point of difference for the Enchanted Bean, and it's their competitive advantage. So it made sense to develop their brand upon this basis. The name, the Enchanted Bean, is a play on words. It represents both a coffee bean for the cafe and a magic bean that grows a beanstalk, to reference the Bookshop. But rather than incorporating a bean or beanstalk into the visual design, I chose to be less obvious and instead opted for a foresty feel. This is totally intentional to stand out from other cafe brands. The coffee bean and beanstalk have both been overused and are way too common in this industry. So to attract the right customer who wants more than just a routine coffee break, the Enchanted Bean can stand out with a whimsical and fairy tale aesthetic. Other forest-related logo designs and branding are very obvious and predictable. They contain a lot of tree graphics and combinations of green, brown and gold. I needed to create something that stood out a lot more and appealed more to fantasy fans without being too specific to a single author, story or franchise. So once I identified the Bean's ideal customer, their competitive advantage and their business goals, I developed a brand strategy that aligned with these requirements. I could then begin developing the creative direction for the brand. I put together a mood board for the visual identity that aligned with the brand's personality and goals. Colours, typography and the photography style were chosen to reflect a whimsical Wonderland forest that feels safe and comfortable for the customer. It aligns with the concept of an enchanted bean without looking too obvious or generic. When creating elements, I focused not only on function but also beauty, because the venue itself is beautifully decorated and greenery is a really big feature. In addition to the visuals, I created brand messaging that is gentle, rhythmic and creative, as well as warm and nurturing. This helps the audience to make an emotional connection to the bean. I also developed a sensory strategy that encompassed all physical touch points for the venue. Once all the brand elements were developed, I created mock-ups to display the brand in use. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like a brand transformation like this one, please reach out so we can bake you a brand with bite.